our lovely new apple tree, and I planted it just before winter. Now it's starting to bud. We need to be pretty quick and start thinking about how we're going to do the espalier. So the plan is, and all the work that we did yesterday was getting the stakes in, sorting the ground out, and then we're going to have it so that the branches grow from one side to the other and hopefully then create a bit of a fence on the side of the drive. This one is quite a well-established tree, so with the research that I've done, I found that you kind of had to have two branches going in both directions so that you can then train them, and all the other branches that you cut off. But I'll show you what I've done because I was a bit heavy-handed, and unfortunately we've had an accident already this morning, and now we've got one less branch to work with because it came off in my hand. So we're going to work on putting the string up. So we've got some heavy duty wire, rather than just using twine, it won't take the weight of the branch. And we've got some screw-in eyelets, and then we'll train the branches to run across the wire. So first things first, we've got to pick which branches and maybe prune the tree back a little bit so that we can just get it how we want it and how we want it to grow. So this is where I had a little bit of an accident, and I tried to bend the branch, and if you're pulling the branches really close, this is probably self-explanatory, but I didn't think about this. So if you're pulling the branches too close to the main branch, these ones will snap quite easily. So try and be a bit delicate and don't break them off with your hands like I did. So all these knobbly bits are where branches may or may not come off, but because you've got this main stem up here, what they were saying is this is going to be
like the trunk.
So
okay,
realistically we're probably going to have to cut this down so that it encourages some more growth out of these bits. So these knobbly bits.
So are we going to end up in the end putting more wires through here eventually?
Yeah, but it takes a while.
Well, no, that's fine.
So
but what I don't want us to do is take that off there,
yeah,
and then go, oh, we've killed it.
Yeah, no. Apparently it should be okay.
Well, it's budding well anyway now.
I know, and this is the thing. So between layers, you have to have enough aeration, because when the branches thicken up, you've got to have a good gap. So realistically, I think if we're starting off here, that would be your first one. But because that isn't like massive, you can't
do anything with that. Yeah,
you've got to try and make it. So once you put the branches down, they stop growing. So you know when we were at Aberglasney and they had the little bits on the end still sticking up, that's because they only trained them like halfway. Then they'll have a bit of growth this year, and then they'll train them a little bit more. So if you've got to try and do it, especially if you want it to continue to go out.
So it doesn't stop growing then?
No, only when you get to a point where you've put them completely down. So if you put that end down, it will stunt the growth of that particular branch.
Right, okay.
And it won't stunt the growth of the trunk, it will just be the side shoots.
Okay.
So that's why you need to be a bit like
careful,
specific as to which ones you're going to do. So my thought process is, because we've got two coming out here, we would cut this one and have this one, and then we would train these, because this one's got bits at the end as well. So when we would train those, so then they would go to about there, along like that.
Okay.
And then you'd have a good gap between this one and that one, cutting off these two.
Oh, okay, yeah, I'm with you.
Do you see?
So you're going to have like a bottom one and a middle one then?
Yes. So we'll just cut
Wrong
this.
one.
No.
Well, you...
I doubted myself though.
No, not that one.
Don't, Matthew.
No, you didn't say that. Oh, no,
Yeah,
you did.
I did.
Sorry, that one there.
Oh,
sorry.
Jesus.
Just double checking.
feel really brutal cutting at it anyway without you going, it's the wrong one.
That's only because you manhandled it this morning.
Well, it came off in my hand. I only, genuinely, I only touched it really lightly.
Emma, I saw you.
I know, right?
You got it in headlock.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't. I touched it with the smallest of force and it just broke. This is what happens to me all the time. I just touch things and then they break. Don't know my own strength.
Right.
What are you doing now?
Well, we've got to put the loops in, haven't we?
Yeah, so start. I'm hoping.
Well, this one's going to reach across.
Mhm.
So I feel like that's a good. So if we do this one, and then I can measure off of this one and get it roughly straight that side and put that in that side.
Your fin with this is going to be that you want.
It's got to be visually straight. All right. Like it's not going to be like perfect, but for me to look at it,
it has to be straight.
I mean, already I'm really trying to get over the fact that the tree's not in the middle.
It just made sense to go. There's a rose here.
I know, could have dug the rose out, but we didn't. So this is how it is. This is our perfect, imperfect, imperfect, perfect, perfect, imperfect.
Yes, love. So we're going to have this one and we're going to have the bottom one. So that'll be 2 and that'll grow lovely.
So we're going back there.
I've got to make a decision as to what's going to happen with this. So shall
I feel
I
like that's coming off, is it?
That's coming off. And then we've got to figure out how far down we're cutting that.
Because will these have side shoots come off of them?
So what happens apparently is where you cut it, it does this.
Ah, okay.
So then you would train those
So then you'd have
2,
like top ones. So we're going for like 3.
perhaps more.
If you've got to get the airflow. I mean, you don't want to go no further down than that.
No.
I would say that and that are the bottom 2.
Yeah. So I've got to take this.
I feel like you're only really going to get one more in though.
Perhaps.
So maybe 3.
And then you can just train it to go across. So I'm going to cut this one. This is quite thick.
And do we have to like... Oh, babe.
I can't do it.
No, I need to...
I've got it stuck. Can you do it from your side? God, brute force that was.
Don't pull, don't pull. I feel like they're quite brutal decisions, they are, aren't they?
They were, but I have watched quite a lot of videos. It just makes me feel bad because all of these are budding.
I know.
I'm sure there's someone somewhere that'll be like, oh, you can propagate that and make your own.
I would have thought so. I've seen it where they do like the grafting.
Apple trees.
That's when you put it on another tree though, isn't it?
Yeah, and you do like two trees
together.
Okay. Well, we've made some executive decisions.
Well, I feel like they're good decisions, babe.
They've
I feel like we'll do these first before we take this off, is it?
Yes, yes. Because then that'll show us where we need to cut it.
Maybe cut it like this height though, is it? No, because if they come off the top, you're going to want it like here, aren't you? Maybe?
Perhaps lower. I'll see. So the gaps that we've gone with in between each one are about 40 centimetres apart. That's to provide enough aeration between the branches, and when the apples start to come, that they then won't touch each other. It's to prevent disease, all of those kind of things. So now what we've got to do, which seems really brutal, is to cut the tree to encourage it to grow. So at the top here, where it's been cut before, you've got 3 sections, and what we're going to try and do is, in essence, encourage it to do that again, but further down. So when you are looking down the trunk, you can see there's these little buds or little nodes, and that is where the tree would produce more branches. So we're going to cut it just here, just above this one, and we've got to do it at an angle so that the water runs off, and then hopefully it won't damage the tree. So Watch this space. It feels quite harsh, doesn't it?
Yeah. Can we propagate that now or do whatever with that?
I don't know.
Will it reroot?
I don't know. I'm going to Google.
Seems a shame.
And this is what we have ended up with. So we have taken the top off the apple tree, but I am going to try and do some cuttings. We've got the 2 main branches now that are trained, so they will go left and right of the main trunk. And then where we've done this bottom one, we may or may not get another one that comes from the other side, and then this one's cut at the top, and we've just got it so that it's fairly in line with this next run, and hopefully in not so long a time we'll then get 3 more shoots. Keep you posted. Job done. So this is another little area of the garden finished, which I think looks lovely, and then we've just sprinkled a load of wildflowers just down after we'd weeded, and hopefully that will make a nice little border. And I'm gonna just mulch the apple tree just to give it a bit more protection, and hopefully this is another little area of the garden all done. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.